So I was doing some thinking and I had a really great day today at the expo, and a lot of things kept on coming up about um, connecting with people and how there's so many synchronicities and similarities, and there's so many people that are kind of on this same path of trying to facilitate or assist and do all these things, and some people get caught up in the profit aspect of doing some of these services. The event I was at today, just about everybody there is really in it to be of assistance to humanity. It wasn't just about making the bucks, it's about making the change, making the progress, making the connections. And I'm just so grateful for being a part of that. And yes, making extra money other than your table cost helps keep the mission going. So there's no complaints there. But it's just refreshing to see how people are really making their dreams happen, their passions happen, um, connecting with people with a non-bias, like genuine connections, trying to network and trying to find ways to incorporate each other's gifts and sharing those gifts. And I just was really refreshed by that because there were so many different um, styles of healing type practices there. There was so many different types of people that do mediumship or angel readings or tarot readings. There's people that make different kinds of sprays and balms. I wasn't the only herbalist there, and that's okay because there's enough for everybody. And it was just refreshing to be in an environment where there's not like the heavy feeling of competition, where there's like this heavy feeling of lack happening, and it just felt like I just love going to Purple Lotus Productions for that reason. Even though there might be between two and four other herbalists, I feel like they do a good job of making sure that not everybody's doing like to the T the same type of style or modality. They have a friend of mine says a bouquet of different there's a bouquet of services, there's a bouquet of people, and there's a bouquet of culture in the air. And it was wonderful, and it was really wonderful being able to I haven't taught a workshop or a mini class in about 15 months. So I was a little rusty, and it took me a while to get my bearings. There's a couple little malfunctions that happened beforehand, but everything's in divine timing, and it all worked out the way it's supposed to. And I was happy with it. It's not about how many people fill the seats per se in a class. It's more or less about how many people can take something away from the class or be inspired or feel connected or get lit up or take a mental break from the outside world and just relax or just chill or just put their mind at ease or give them a new way of thinking. Those are types of things that really light me up when it comes to showing people maybe old ideas with a new twist, or ideas that have just a newfound air about them. And I was teaching on intentional smudging and intentional herb sashes today. And I felt like obviously there's always things to tweak and there's always things to perfect and try to make it better than the time before. And I felt like this run was pretty good. It was pretty successful. And the main thing about it is just, again, the people walking away with something new or something that they didn't think about before. Now I know what I need to add to the course to make it a little more, I guess, more informative. Certain parts, like the history of smudging. I did have actually it's a client of mine came to the class to support me, which was amazing. She's amazing, and I love her energy and love being around her. And she's honest. She's one of those people she'll give it to you straight. And she was like, I really wish she would have elaborated more and went deeper on the history, like the different histories of it. Because I touched on it, but I was so focused on the time, because it's like 50, basically 55 minutes, 60 minutes that you get, and then you have to have time to clean up the room and move tables and things like that. So I was focusing more on the part of getting, I'm very much a hands-on person. So I was wanting to make sure I had an allotted time for everyone to dive in to the herbal smudges and to dive into the uh, dried herbs and make their sashes, and made sure there was enough time for them to play with the herbs, connect with the herbs, and really just get in there as a group. And I wanted them to connect because we've all been in this time out for like a year and a half. So I really wanted, and it was safe to bring everybody in semi close proximity of a big long it was a big long table, and everybody was like so like shy to do it. And once everybody got in there and started grabbing herbs and talking and like got over the awkwardness of being around a group of people, it felt really good. The first 5 minutes of it was I think awkward for everybody because we've been conditioned to like stay 6 feet away and don't touch what other people are touching and all these different things. So it was really refreshing to see people come together as a group, a small group. I think about 9 people and myself, so 10. And that to me is a win. And I always appreciate constructive criticism. I appreciate people's opinions, and it was nice to get some feedback. I'm not necessarily like trying to be like, did I do a good job? Did you like me as a teacher? But more like, what would you be looking more for into a class? You can't please everybody, obviously, but it's nice to know little things about maybe what can be added. What other things are you interested in learning? Just stuff like that. So it was really nice, but again, it took me a good 20 minutes to kind of pace my voice, because it's been a while. I was just so overwhelmed with joy and giddiness. I really lit up today because I really enjoy sharing information. And even though I'm like an introvert, but I have extroverted tendencies, I very much, can be a hermit, but I do enjoy the time that I do venture out. I'm not always the person that you might invite me out to a coffee house, or you might invite me out to go have a drink or something, and in a large group of people, and I might go once or twice, but I'm not going to be like a patron of a group. I'm kind of like the woman on the hill. Like I come down when I'm needed. I come down at appropriate times, but I'm not going to be that person that ride or die that's going to go out with people every weekend. It's just not really who I am. So I get really lit up, but I also get exhausted afterwards from doing these events. I need like a good day after to really like kind of ground down and like chill. So I just wanted to share that, things are starting to move and groove, and with anything that you're doing, if you it's like the Disney stories. If you put your mind to it, it can be yours. But you really can manifest things. I think we tend to focus so much on the worries and the doubts, and we focus on a lot of the negative contrast to the positive desires that we have as humans. And I feel that in doing so, we almost subconsciously set ourselves up on that path. Like on a chessboard, we're making these moves that almost brings what our negative thoughts are telling us to fruition, as opposed to if you're letting yourself be more set up for success or for wealth or for love, and you're using all these tools, you're focusing more on the intention. And when you focus on that and you work towards it, it is a miracle, it is magical, it is a blessing. It is, an act of God. It is an act of a goddess. It is the act of angels. It is the act of whatever you believe in, coming through, because you're really connecting to that source, whatever that source is for you, and it's opening you up to, some people call it your higher self, your higher being, your higher vibration, your true self. Um, there's so many labels for it. And I think sometimes as humans, we really get lost in the labels of things. Like, I really feel like some of the labels that we have, we try to make them so permanent and so immovable that they become their own identities and they become our identities. And our time here it's long, but it's so short. And to hold on to these labels for dear life, um, sometimes I think can hinder some of the amazing things that we can do in life, some of the amazing things that we can learn in life. It's not to say that labels are necessarily bad. I just feel that we just get so caught up in it. I mean, when you call yourself this or that, or I believe in this or that, or all these different things, it was supposed to be a way to identify and to understand each other. Some people say understand each other. And I think that we lost sight of that somewhere along the way, and it became a way to separate ourselves from each other for whatever purpose, and then we get lost in that. you know like when I was at the event, there's a few other herbalists that were amazing people. I just try to go over there and show some support, bought a few items, said what's up, shared some ideas, shared some information. They did the same, shared some information, some thoughts. And it was nice because it was putting your barrier down, like, well, I'm an herbalist, but I'm an herbalist, but I'm an herbalist. And in the past, I had issues with that. And I'm like, if everybody in the frickin' herbal community is going to be like this, to where it's so competitive, like, what am I doing here? I don't want to sit here and be in a community where I don't feel connected, or I feel like people are just kind of out for themselves. And I had a few experiences with a few people that I felt that from, and it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, and it kind of made me have to learn some discernment. It had to make me learn some boundaries with people, because there's still a business aspect to your dreams. There's still a business aspect to your endeavors, and it makes it difficult sometimes to connect to people on a soul level when you're connecting on a material level. So this time around, being able to talk with someone who has a similar passion to what I'm doing, but we're not doing the same things, and seeing how creative they are with their makings, and seeing how creative they are with their booths, how creative they are with how they speak to people. I can just appreciate, and I can respect that. And it's just a different ball game with this specific event. I feel like energetically it aligns the right people at the right time, and it really did feel more like a community, which is not to say other events I've been at don't feel like that. There's just been a few in the past that were they felt a little cutthroaty, and I felt that when somebody has something similar that's doing what you're doing, they get that fear of, like, am I going to have enough? Am I going to make enough? Are they going to affect my business? And I would be a liar to say that I've never felt that. Because in the beginning, there was a few times where I did feel that. But you have to realize that what you have is what you have. The person next to you might be doing something kind of similar or be inspired by the same thing, but they're not you. And I have some amazing mentors in my life that remind me of that all the time. And I'm very, very lucky and blessed for that, because it's true. Nobody's got your personality. Nobody's got your exact products. Nobody's got your exact learning. Nobody's got your exact experience. The list goes on. So it's nice to know that there's you and then there's the other person, but it doesn't matter. And you are going to attract the right people. You're going to attract the right clients. You're going to attract the right circumstances and events and the right contacts. Because if you're really doing your work in the world and you're living in that space, no matter who you are and what you're doing, you could be, a witchy person who does tarot. You could be a Christian person who does counseling. You could be, whatever. What you have is special, and if you're really walking your walk and talking your talk and living what you're speaking, things are just gonna work out. They really are, because not just because if it's gonna be okay if I just think it positively. That doesn't make sense. You have to make the moves in order for things to align. But if you're trusting in the fact that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing, and you're doing it with love and understanding and passion, things will just keep opening up. And the right people, you're just energetically are gonna start just doom doom doom, and you'll start seeing the pattern of it, and it's a miracle. It's magical. It's everything, and it's so cool to see it in motion, because not only is it something tangible that you can see, but it's something that you are personally living, and it's just so cool. So with this vlog rant, I'm gonna end it on that, and I just wanted to share that thought because I felt like I had to. So I hope you all have a great night and great weekend, and I'll be trying to make some content sometime or another. So take care.